Hey everybody, my name is Ryan Shaw with Thoroughbred Insurance Services. Coming to you today from my office. I am starting a new interview series and going to be interviewing some of my referral partners to let you guys get to know them and see if maybe they can help you out. So
Love it.
Today I have Miss Racee Greene from Century Mortgage. Racee has been at Century for 7 years, and for the last 2 years she's been the #1 lender in the entire state for Century Mortgage. So very excited to have her here today. I've been working with Racee for probably about 2 years myself.
Yeah,
so,
a little over 2 years.
So we've had a great partnership, and just want to kind of introduce you guys to Racee, and maybe she might be able to help you out when you're out searching for a home this spring or summer, or maybe even in the fall or winter. So, Racee's been, I met Racee through my BNI group, which is an organized networking group, and I'll just turn it over to Racee, let her tell you a little bit about herself and what she does, and then we'll kind of go over some mortgage buying tips or home buying tips and what you need to do to have a successful mortgage process.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ryan. So I work as a loan officer for Century, as he said, and what I do is I help navigate my home buyers through the home buying process as they're purchasing a home or refinancing their mortgage. So today we were just going to hopefully hit a couple of hot topics on some basic things that new home buyers might need to know about home buying or getting pre-approved and getting financing.
Yeah. So if let's say I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy my first home or my second home or maybe even my third home this spring, what is the #1 thing that I need to do to kind of get the process started?
Without a doubt, getting pre-approved.
So I wouldn't go talk to a lender or a real estate agent first and go look at houses?
Preferably not.
Preferably
You can, but the wisest thing to do is to speak to a lender like myself, because you're going to find out exactly how much you're pre-approved for.
Yep.
So if you're out looking with a realtor looking at a $250,000 house and you're only qualified for a $125,000 house, you're really wasting both of your time.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
you want to be ready to go and know exactly what you can afford.
Yeah, and I can speak from experience. When I lived in Bowling Green before I moved to Lexington, I did that exact same thing. So I went out, I wasted a realtor's time, I looked at about 5 or 6 houses, and found out that I was qualified for a $65,000 loan. So he was not very happy with me, which I was also like 22, 23 years old, so I didn't know what I was doing. So that is great advice. So what does somebody need to do to get pre-qualified for a loan? You know, like they've been looking on Zillow or Trulia or something like that, and they found a house maybe they want to look in, or go look at. What do they need to do to get pre-qualified?
Very simple. It's as simple as giving me a call. So pre-qualified, pre-approved, I will first say, are the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's talking to a lender like myself. You can do it over the phone. We're going to pull your credit. We're going to discuss your debts, your income, your assets, find out all of the most important things to find out if you're approved and how much you're pre-approved for.
Okay, awesome. So #1 step, guys, get pre-approved before you even talk to a realtor. So sure, the realtor friends out there, they will appreciate that step too, because they don't, like I said, it's going to be a busy spring, so they don't want to be wasting their time. So like I said, get pre-approved.
Exactly.
And let's see here. So our next question here. If you've gotten pre-approved for your process, or how long does the pre-approval process take typically?
We can do it 10, 15 minutes over the phone. The only time it takes more than 10 or 15 minutes if you're a little bit complicated. Say you're self-employed or you have rental income that you are using. So we're just simply going to need to review your tax returns, which doesn't take long, but we'd need to see that before we can do it just over the phone.
So if you're a W-2 employee or working at Big Ass Fans or
call me in 10, 15 minutes. We can know. Absolutely.
But if you're more complicated like me, I'm going to be the trouble case. So when everybody knows that the credit score is a really important part of the pre-approval process and getting a home loan. What do you have to have a perfect credit score? Kind of what is the minimum credit score that you have to qualify for a loan? I know there's some new loan programs out there that will let you get away with a little bit lower score.
Several things I'll say to answer that. Your credit score is crucial. Doesn't matter how much money you have to put down, how much your income is, your credit score is a vital part. Has to be an eligible score. So for us at Century Mortgage, the lowest credit score we can take is a 600. There are a few other lenders I think that will go down to a 580, but the lower your score, the uglier the loan is going to be. So in retrospect, if you can help people get their score up, the higher their score, the more loan options they're going to have available to them, and of course, the better interest rate they're going to receive.
Okay.
So if someone comes to me, and this happens all the time, that they don't have an eligible score, we don't just move on to the next person. I will spend valuable time with them to tell them exactly what they need to do to get their score in an eligible range.
So what are some things that you've done before to help people get their score up?
Lots of things. Sometimes it's as simple as they need to pay a debt down, not necessarily off, just down. Sometimes it's as simple as they need to open a new credit card. So it varies depending on people's experiences that they've had with credit, but sometimes it's very simple, which is why it's worth calling to find out.
Okay. Yeah, never hurts to call. And I'll kind of piggyback on that a little bit because most people, if your credit score is good, you'll have a good insurance score. Most people don't even have a clue that they have a good or that they have an insurance score, period. And it's a huge part of your insurance rating. So if you've got a 600 credit score, your insurance score is probably not that good, and it's one thing that will make your insurance rate quite a bit higher on your auto and home insurance. So anything you can do to typically improve your credit score by paying off debts, like she said, or reducing your debt to income ratio, that's going to improve your insurance score as well and help you get a better rate on both your auto and your home insurance.
Yes.
So credit score is really, really important. A lot of times when you're young, you go out and get those credit cards and you max them out, and then it takes forever to pay them off. So don't do that. If you're listening to this and you're about 22 years old, go get credit cards.
I have no experience with any of that.
Yeah, I have. So I did that. I was that
being
stupid
very
kid.
sarcastic.
So let's say I've got a really good credit score. Let's say I've got a 750 credit score, but I haven't saved up any money for a down payment, and I want to go buy a house because I'm tired of paying for rent and paying somebody else's mortgage for them. So what would what's something we can do in that instance if that is the situation that I'm in?
Yes, a lot of people don't reach out or don't think they can buy a home because they don't have any money for a down payment. And there are programs to help those people. For example, we have one that offers 100% financing. We have a couple that offer down payment assistance. So there are programs out there to help people who their credit score is good, their income's good, they just have not saved any money for a down payment.
So is there anybody in the Lexington city limits that I could do 100% financing with, or is that more rural loans? Or
the rural loans, there's the USDA rural housing loan that does the 100% financing. If you're within Fayette County, you'll be looking at Kentucky Housing, which offers the down payment assistance up to $6,000.
And do you have to pay that back, or is it just something that they give to you?
You do pay it back. It's a 10-year loan. You can get an interest rate as low as 1% on it, depending on your
free money.
Yeah,
free money, guys. They're actually paying you to take their money if you factor in inflation. So that's great. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Something like that. Crazy. It's crazy. They're charging like 7% on student loan interest, but you can get a down payment assistance loan for 1%. That's crazy.
Yeah,
so
if you qualify.
Okay. So speaking of interest rates, what are they coming in at around about these days?
Right
for
now,
15 and 30 year.
30-year conventional would be 4.5. 15-year would be 4.
Okay,
Yeah,
so still historically low. I mean, they were what 3.25 a couple years ago. Now those rates are gone. I would say, unless the economy collapses again, and then we've got a lot more problems to worry about than you buying a house at 3.25% interest. So still very, very low. So,
great time to buy.
Even if you missed out on the refinance bubble that happened a couple years ago, still a great time to refinance if you're paying
if you're 5 or over.
5 or over. So if you're 5% or over on your home mortgage, great time to refinance. So. So let's say that I've gone through my pre-approval.
Okay.
I've found a house that I want to buy. What's my next step in the whole process?
If you've gone through your pre-approval with me, you're going to receive a pre-approval letter that we give your realtor.
Okay.
Which, by the way,
you laminate it and put little stars around it and everything.
Make it beautiful. Sprinkle some.
Pretty.
Yeah, no. But we send a pre-approval letter to your realtor. The purpose of that is A, they know you're pre-approved. B, they know how much you're pre-approved for.
Okay.
So, and then lastly, the other reason to have it is if you're shopping around house hunting and you see a house and you want to make an offer that moment, you're ready to go. Most listing agents are going to require a pre-approval letter, so they know you're a serious buyer. They know you've talked to a lender. I mean, it's especially important if you're in a competitive buying. If there are multiple offers on a house. So once you get that pre-approval letter from me to you or your realtor, which you really need a realtor for 1,000 reasons, but mainly they protect you. And if you're buying a house, it doesn't cost you anything.
And we have some great realtors we can put you in touch with. So
yes,
we would love to send you over to them. Somebody's going to treat you right and take you out and do the right thing for you.
Yeah.
So.
But all in all, once we have the pre-approval letter, you can go house hunting and make an offer on a house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's see here. So we're kind of coming to an end here. what is your typical closing process? How long is that closing process going to take?
Yes.
What does that look like? What do they need to come to the table with? Tell us all about that.
That's good. Okay, so once you get a contract on a house, typically we can close in 30 days or less. I know the national average is about 43 to 46 days. I even saw on Realtor.com the other day that it was up to 50 days, but
wow.
that's crazy. For Century, our average for the whole company is 21 days.
That's
so
awesome.
The fastest I've ever done one was in 11 days. So obviously buyers and sellers both have to be willing to close as quickly as possible. Most buyers are. But anyway, that's it. I try to do all the work on the front end with the buyer, all of the paperwork so that it's just smooth sailing to closing. And we're kind of twiddling our thumbs waiting for closing day and the transfer of keys. But it's pretty easy, pretty simple. Again, it's just a matter of making that first call and finding out the process.
Yeah. So, well, guys, now that you're going to go out house hunting in 2019, or either for your first house or second house, if you do need help from a great mortgage professional, like I said, contact Miss Racee Greene with Century Mortgage. And what is the easiest way for them to contact you, Racee?
On my cell. All my clients have my cell phone number, which is 859-576-9392.
Give us that one more time.
859-576-9392.
Awesome. So, well, Racee, I appreciate you being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Like I said, good luck on your house hunting this spring. And if you need help with your mortgage, contact Racee. If you need help with your insurance on that home you're buying or your car insurance, you're going to get a better rate by bundling together, give me a call. So, thank you very much, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.